Look at them all, man. There's so many. There's so many. So many future 40s sitting right there. They're coming. I see them. They're coming for it. Oh, they're coming. They want it. Surely you got the 8. Hell yeah. Going back to be caught again another time.
Are you right? You're right? Right? What do you want me to do?
Can you hold the fish down?
Yep.
Hold the fish down for me.
You're good.
Oh, we've done it again. We've done it again.
What is it?
Straws. Delicious. Oh, it was in someone's mouth. Got oh, I just got done. See you later. Bust it off. 2 seconds. Gone. How fun this little creek fishing, hey? They're only small, but there's so many of them. It's so big. Way harder the work than it needs to be, but this is a pretty good fish. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been looking for. That's what we do at Tacklewest. You don't mess about. You catch fish. Get things done. Win. Like DJ Khaled. Win, win, win. No matter what. I want to fish it here. This is cool. Righto, what do you reckon?
Are we going to crash?
We might.
That's alright.
It's okay. We've done worse this trip. We've been bogged, parked, intentionally parked. Yeah, I'm watching time swim around. Anyway, let's bring this around. So welcome back to another episode of Tacklewest TV. This is part 2 of the Blackwood River down in Augusta. We had some great fish in the last episode. It was a really good time, and I think we've followed on today. It's going to be a cracker of episode. We started off the day down the river, chasing fish on top water. There was some really cool stuff through the middle of the river. We went all the way to the top, tried a heap of different techniques, but the question remains, did we find the 40 that I spoke about in the last video? I mean, I'm smiling, but you're gonna have to watch and find out. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the latest episode of Tacklewest TV.
You good?
Kiss, slurp. Oh, that was a good size fish. That's the kind of buff we're looking for when you get a real one. This real early morning top water bite when the sun's just about to come over the top of the trees is probably one of the best times and most entertaining times to get out and fish. We've had a lot of fish just buffing the lures early, and it's only a real limited period, so we're going to make the most of it this morning. Eat it, eat it. You suck at it. He wants it. Eat it. It's tiny. I lost it. They're so aggressive on top water this time of year. So the thing about that, the reason you use the bright colour, like the clown face, is when it goes under the, well, on top of water I can see it, when it goes under, just below the surface, I can see it. And you can see a bite, you can't feel it, but the lure darts, like it almost like to the side where the fish has grabbed it and moved across. You can see if you need to sort of lean into it a little bit more. It's not just for the fish love a peach-faced chartreuse lure. It's more so for the angler. Yeah, to the left of that, right there. Bring it back past these posts. Suicide casts, $35 lures. What could be better? Get the blood pumping. Don't need your GTs. I mean, I hope it's a donkey, but I think it's just in the belly. Yeah, it's in the side of the head there. That's what happens when you fish a bent with so big, 76 mil with 2 big hooks. you can't get a fish up when it's hooked in the side. But that's what we've been trying to do all morning. Getting all those boils. There was definitely a big one in amongst them, but a lot of fish this size just crash tackling the lure, which is pretty fun to watch. We'll find some bigger fish later on, I think. Oh, I just could see that happening. Fuck. I'm not getting that out of the tree.
I was filming for that.
Just switching up the techniques a little bit. I think the top water bite, it's not that it's done, but I don't think it's the most optimal time to be doing it. So I've switched up to something that's a bit more subsurface on a slightly deeper bank, and we're just gonna mix things up until we start to find a bit more of a bite. It was fun to watch those top water eats this morning, which was the whole point of the thing really. But now I want to sort of dial in and start to work through the lures and find what they're going to eat and where they're going to be today. So we'll get to work. Oh, that's a fish. I thought I was stuck on the tree. Ta-da! Didn't take long for him to eat that one. Another little fish. Pretty much as soon as he hit the water, one little twitch and he said, "I'll eat that, thanks." So just been fishing down this morning around the West Bay area. It's no secret. Just throwing the top waters as you guys seen, a few little boils and a couple of eats, which has been fun. Lots of fish, but lots of small fish. They're all around the 26 tip size, which has been a little bit frustrating, but it's kept things interesting. Fished some jetties and fished some rocks and just fishing new areas. I actually haven't fished down this lowest part of the system before, so we're just exploring, having a good time, drinking strawberry milk. It's a pretty good life, and yeah, we'll just keep putting around, and then when we get a big fish, we'll let you know. Another little fish on the crankbait. Just crunched it a long way out. Got a few mates as well. The Yamaga loves the crankbait. I think fishing the flats, I would start deep on the deeper edge where it starts to come up and work my way in so you don't spook a whole lot of fish. Big long casts, being shallow, generally clear water, you want to get the lure as far away from the boat as possible, which is why I'm using a big long 711 Yamaga and a crankbait. And it's just prospecting. Long casts, fan them out, work your way from, I usually go deep to shallow and then work my way along, and once I find a contour, I work it, and there's fish flashing behind you, so obviously use your eyes as well. You want to look for fish in the water. I can see them spooking all on the shallow section, so that's telling me they're sitting up reasonably shallow, and I can see them, they're feeding because they're flashing and turning off the bottom. So a few clues where to cast. I'm spooking them. I'm not doing it overly professionally right now, but I'm paralleling and just sort of searching for bigger fish. I'm getting a feel for the area. This is kind of, I pulled onto this flat just to give myself an idea of what might be happening on flats in the rest of the system, which is another thing. you can always find similarities between banks and bays elsewhere and convert those into fish too. So yeah, that's how I sort of start to look at it. Yeah, he's interested. Get out of there. I think that's the biggest one of the morning. Oh, maybe not. They're about the same size again. I'm just going crazy. Ow. I mean, that'll be legal. But I'm not putting them in the well that size today. It's not worth my time. Just clunked it on the sink. Stop it. Be calm. Calm. Huh. Oh, I just got done. See you later. Bust it off. 2 seconds. Gone. 8-pound leader shredded like it was nothing. And gone straight down the throat of a, oh, that's a good one. Come here, come here. It's not even that big. Oh God, maybe it is. Come here. It's not even that big. Oh, it's a skippy. There you go, a bit of bycatch. That's why it went so hard. Oh my God. So, ooh, that's what happens when you fish down the lower reaches. That would pull a brim backwards every day of the week. Oop. If that was a brim, that would have been a big one, like just the way it went. But it's pretty crazy how that would have just pulled a brim backwards. That was going so hard. Just approaching a set of sticks, a bit of heavy structure, lots of barnacles, really gnarly, pretty much suicide casting. I've got the Brawler out. I've just cranked my drag up. We're running 8-pound leader. If we hook anything, it's either coming out or breaking off or pulling a hook. It's the game you got to play. You got to get it right in there, and we're going to lose some gear, but there's a chance we can get a big one. Oh, you gypsy. Oh, did you say that? Yeah. Fish just coming to eat it. Oh, no, no, where my lure landed, I flicked it up. As it came out of the water, something came up to eat it. That's the biggest one today. It's not going to pull any drag because I'm locked up.
Oh, that actually spun me out. I didn't hit record till late, so I didn't hit drag.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest one of the day. So we went one cast in just after I told you about my lock drag, and it actually threw the cameraman off because there was no drag going and he didn't record it, but it's only like a 30 tipper, but it's probably the biggest one for the day so far. It might be a structure kind of day. That's legal. Choked it. They're properly eating it now. Good, but also makes it hard to get the hook out.
No bloody please.
There is not. We've just pulled up and I'm fishing with a blade. The reason I'm fishing with a blade is it's a bit of a deeper drop off. We're fishing 2, 3, 4, 5 meters of water. And the blade gets down there nice and quick, sinks to the bottom, gives me a lot of good feedback. And the best thing I like to use to throw the blades is the Millerod Bladefreak. It's in the name, it's a pretty good hint. My goodness, that wind is bad. But yeah, it throws it really well. It's the right taper to work the blade and then keep the little treble bait, the little treble hooks in the fish's mouth as well, which can be really important on some of those bites when you get a big fish and it's just lip hooked. Matched with a Revelry, it's a really good combo and a really effective way of fishing banks just like this. Oh, it's not a bad one. Bit better than the previous fish. Ooh. He swallowed it. Come here. That's a bit better than what we've been catching this morning. I'll try and dodge some ski boats and then we can have a look. There's a nice low 30 specimen again. Back to the VX blade and it's in there somewhere. Long way down, really wanted to eat it. Whatever it was feeding on, it thought that was it. And it wanted it. We'll chuck this one in the well with his mate. Oh, that's not bad. Shaking its head down there. Certainly a better quality of fish up this part of the river compared to where we're fishing all morning. Another one around that sort of low 30s. Smashing, cruising around there. Just suck that vibe up off the bottom. That same blade again, that Eco Gear VX 35. Just had to put some new trebles on. They got crushed on that last fish, but seemed to have got his mate. Oh, that's not a bad one. Oh, that was not a bad one. That just made it stop in its tracks. How much do you reckon I hate that I'm sitting in their ski zone? Oh, that's a proper one. That's a real one. That hit it pretty hard. Come here, fish. I think it's the best one so far. It's a proper one. It's actually a proper one. in the craziness of the wash. Is it as good as I think it is? I hope so. Everything's way harder work than it needs to be, but this is a pretty good fish. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been looking for. Let's try not to lose it. Oh, that's a cracker. Just got to get it in the boat now. Get in here! Yes! Come on! Oh, we've done it again. We've done it again. That's an absolute cracker. We're gonna have to get a measure on that. We're getting some photos. That is an absolute Blackwood beast. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. How epic was that? That was a really good battle. You can see he's just pinned, lip hooked with that blade. Just on the outside of the mouth, he hit it like an absolute freight train. You can always pretty much tell when you get that good bite, it's just a different feeling. They're heavy and they shake their head. It was just pinned in there. I had to change that treble a few fish ago, which was good I did because it's nice and sticky now. I reckon that's getting pretty close to 40. We're going to stick it on the ruler soon, but just hopping that blade along the drop-off like I've done so many times and I've said so many times before, deadly technique. And on a tough day so far where we've fished downriver and you've probably seen some snippets of the top water bites and the 1,000,001 26 tippers that I've caught, we've come up river, we've made a move, changed the technique, and we've come up with the goods. How good's that? You're not going to wipe the smile from my face. I feel like I weigh like 20 kilos less. It's so good. I don't even care. I don't even care. The best. like so much bank, like where do you go to fish? Oh, this is good timing. I'll just wind this fish in and I'll let you know what we're up to. We just moved up the river a fair way after that big fish you just saw. We put it on the measure and she was about 42 to the tip, so I'm pretty darn happy with that fish. But we were throwing the blades around down there and we had a good bit of fun and decided we sort of ticked that fish off, and now we're going to do some fun exploring. So you might have seen we've charged all the way up the river, through the bridge and into some really cool deep sections of the river with some deep timber. It's going to be fun throwing deep crankbaits. I've been throwing the pygmy around, getting a heap of bites, but really just checking out a new part of the system that's, you know, really different to what we were fishing first thing of the day and then in the middle of the day and now leading into the afternoon. So we'll see what we can get. Maybe there's a giant lurking up here. It's very fishy, but yeah, let's just see what we can get. I think we're going to get a few more in the boat still, so we'll get into it. Get out of the water. That's a little larger than I thought it was. I think that's my 5th one to go on the well. That might give us a bag. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There we go. I think that's number 5. We'll chuck it in the well. Just as I was saying, we were flicking the pygmy around. I chucked it in the shade behind me about not even 30 seconds after I finished speaking to you. And there we go. We got another legal. So I reckon there's going to be some big ones. Whether we can find them or not, it's not a story. Whether we can hook them and stop them is a different story again. But it's fishing pretty well so far. Getting shallow though.
We can turn around.
Oh, there it is. Look at them charging out. Cool, like crystal clear.
Mm.
I mean, not.
Do you reckon it goes further?
Yeah.
As in, like, opens up? Like
I reckon it goes around to the left and opens out. That's a giant really. That's huge compared to the rest of them swimming around. Top water? Maybe. Could be on with the stick bait just for a cool shot. Yeah, they've seen it. One's seen it. They're coming. Well, there they are. They're coming. Look at them all, man. There's so many. There's so many. That's so nuts, man. Here they come. So many future 40s sitting right there. Coming. See them. They're coming for it. Oh, they're coming. They want it. Let's make some tracks, eh? Come here. Right. Well, I'm going to run you through what I used to catch that that big bream that we got earlier in the day. And while I was doing so, I just managed to get a little one. But so we're throwing the VX35. It's a blade from Eco Gear. I've mentioned it before on the Tacklewest TV series, and it's probably my favorite blade. It's 35mm long, sinks really quickly. You can use it on nice drop-offs, like deep drop-offs. You can use it on sandy flats. There's a few ways you can use it, which I'm going to run you through now. So the way I was using it when we were catching that big one, I was casting a long way along a drop-off, and I was giving it little hops of the rod tip, little lifts of the rod tip, hopping it off the bottom, pausing, hopping off the bottom, pausing, and then throwing in a bit of slow rolling as well, so it just puffs up some sand on the bottom, and the fish just come along. You can feel them tapping at the back of it. You don't strike. If you strike, you pull the lure away. Just keep winding, let the rod tip load up, and then they just come on. The big ones, they just smack it. They just come through and crunch it, and you hold on and have a great time and squeal like a little girl. So I'll show you what I've just described in action here. So I'll put a big long cast out along a bit of a sand flat that we have next to me here. So big long cast, and when it hits the water, I like to give it a bit of a sweep and wind up the slack, and that's just to let me know that the lure's not fouled up. I've had many casts today where I've bombed a great cast, you sweep the rod tip, and it's not swimming. You can't feel it vibrating through the rod. That is also another one of the reasons why you want a really good rod, which you can feel everything through. That's why I choose the Bladefreak. So we'll wind up the slack, feel the connection with the lure, and I'll hop. Now it looks like I'm giving a big rod movement, but I'm not actually moving the lure that far. Through here, I'm not actually having contact with the lure. It's only the last little bit where I contact the lure. I feel it vibrate, I don't know, half a dozen times, and I'll drop it back down. You only want to move that lure this far off the bottom, and I'll pause it. Hop it again, pause it, hop, pause, and you can vary the amount of time you pause the lure for. Sometimes they want it quick, sometimes they want it slow. Partway through a retrieve, if I'm getting some bites, I might go to a slow roll and just wind along the bottom, and you'll just feel it bumping along the bottom, and you can feel the difference between a bite and hitting the bottom, because they're tapping on it like I'm getting right now. They tap, 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 and then just like that, we catch a fish. It's nice when a plan comes together, isn't it? Albeit a small one, but we have proof of concept. So that's how I like to work a VX. You can apply that to a whole heap of different situations. I use it from shallow flats to snags, all over the place. So yeah, give it a crack. It's probably one of my favorite techniques.
You can like twitch it now.
Got a fish, sorry. How rude are those fish interrupting? That's illegal. That's a good one. There you go. 2 casts, 2 fish. Rudely interrupting the beautiful B-roll that the cameraman was shooting.
That's going in.
Perfect. Oh well, I got this fish.
Are you right? You're right, right. What do you want me to do?
Can you hold the fish down?
Yep.
Hold the fish down for me. That's gonna get hard to get out.
I think go fish first. Matt, fish first. Might be just
Let's see where it is. Oh, it's fucking. Let's just finish this and go to a doctor.
So just explain what's happening.
So after being a smart ass and holding the fish and doing all the talking, old mate decided to flop around, and I now have a bent embedded decoy YS25 in my finger, which does not want to come out. We planned on doing some more fishing this afternoon, but we need to go and take care of this. So I've got the big one that we got earlier today. It was a cracking fish on this hook actually, and we're going to release it now. We're going to get it in the back in the water, send it on its way. It's been an absolutely epic trip down here on the Blackwood. Despite some things like the weather and this not quite going to plan, we've caught a stack of fish on heaps of different techniques, from the mouth to 20, 25 Ks up the system. It's been so much fun. I think we ticked a few of those boxes I talked about in that first video on day one. So yeah, we'll get this fish back in the water. Thank you so much for watching. We had a blast making it. Jump online at tacklewest.com.au for any of this gear. Come and see us at the shops, 3 stores with a new one in Myaree, other 2 Beckenham, Osborne Park. We're happy to help you out with anything, any questions you have. But yeah, thanks for watching, and then we'll see you again in the next one. Now, let's get this fish back. There we go. How good's that? 42 tipper, fat and healthy. Going back to be caught again another time. Just hold it there and let it kick off. Off it goes. Yeah, happy, happy. Happy as you can be. My hand's a bit tingly, so I think we need to go. You're good.
Oh, you're good to go. So you get to keep your finger. They didn't have to amputate.
Tell you what, it was Stuck.
I know.
It was in there. We had to call in for reinforcements. Okay. It's our last morning on the Blackwood in Augusta. We're gonna do just a little bit of a wrap up of the events that we've had these last few days. We did plan to do this yesterday afternoon, but as you've probably seen, because the cameraman has assured me that it is going in, I managed to stick myself with a rather sharp decoy YS25. We pulled and pulled and pulled, and it just would not come out. I'm sure there's an overlaid photo as well. It was in there really deep. Quite impressive how much those hooks hold, to be honest. We had to go and get some professional help to get that one out. The staff were very friendly. It took 2 nurses and a doctor about 15, 20 minutes to actually get it out. It was properly buried. So for those of you who are saying, oh, don't be a little, you should have just ripped it out. It was not coming out. So we got that out. So now we had a quick little session this morning. We're coming out to just say, well, it's been a cracking weekend. You know, we started that first afternoon. We drove down here fishing some flats, fishing some top waters. It was a really cool afternoon. We caught plenty of fish as well. A lot of low mid-30s, which is a really good size bracket, which you catch a lot when you're down here. Really fun, interactive fishing. Like, you really engage when you're seeing those fish boof those lures off the top. And then yesterday we had a day of pretty much fishing the entire system. Again, we started down the front, fished the top waters, got some really cool eats, got some cool strikes. Moved through some of my more regular spots that I know hold fish, and it didn't take long. As you've seen now, we got that 42 tipper, absolutely crunched a blade off the bottom. That was awesome, fought so well. Really cool fish, so great to see some big fish still in this system, and there's definitely bigger ones than that. You just got to put the work in. And then we went up to the top of the river just to explore. You know, we didn't even fish that hard through some of the main spots. We just kind of wanted to explore and do some different things. And you saw the creek fishing, which was just so cool to see. Like hundreds of bream sitting underneath the top water. Fished all the way up there, and then obviously we came unstuck. I'm now also up to date with my tetanus shot. It's good fun trying to cast this morning. So yeah, it's been a cracking weekend, like all week, midweek, but we're out for a little fish this morning. We might catch a few more fish, but it's really been just a really cool weekend. I think we've ticked the boxes of what I spoke about on the first day. I hope anyway of showing you guys how cool this place can be by going to so many different parts of the system. And we ticked that 40, and we've had a great time. So it's been unreal. I'm not sure where this is going to fit in a little video, but thanks for watching so much. We really, really appreciate you guys giving us the support through these videos in the store and online. As I've said a million times before, tacklewest.com.au, the 3 stores, come and get the gear, come and have a chat. Even if you just want to have a chat, it's a good time. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next Tacklewest TV episode.